What's up, everybody? Sean back with you guys for week number 6 NFL picks. Last week I didn't have that great of a week, kind of just off and on with the picks the last 2 weeks since I went 13-3 3 weeks ago at this point. But I just got back from Delaware Park in Delaware, obviously, and I made my bets for the week. So I'm going to give you guys the lines that Delaware has here, okay, on this $100,000 parlay slip, which is $5, and if I win every single game, I win $100,000, as unlikely as that is. Let's start with tonight's game. I like the Broncos -3 over San Diego. Frankly, with the way San Diego has lost their last 3 games in such dramatic, horrible fashion, I feel like the team's going to come out deflated in this game. Not to mention, I mean, you're talking about a 1-4 team versus a 4-1 team, I believe it is. So, I mean, we're only having to give up 3 points here. I know it's a divisional game, but even so, Trevor Siemian's back. He's better than Paxton Lynch apparently is at this very moment, at least. So I like the Broncos here -3. The Bengals, I like +9 against the Patriots. I know Tom Brady played awesome last week, but let's keep in mind that that was against the Cleveland Browns, okay? I think Tom Brady's going to have a little bit of rust here. I think he's going to show it this week against the Bengals. The Bengals have had some tough competition, so their record doesn't quite show as good as I think they are. They had an off week against Dallas last week, and they looked pretty horrible for 3 quarters. But I like them here +9. I think Tom Brady might struggle, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, so I like the under there as well. I like the Giants -3 against the Baltimore Ravens. I think that's going to be a really close game. I really like either one of those teams if you can get them in a teaser, or even better, a super teaser where you can actually get a lot of points, because I think that game's going to be a close game. So any team getting points has a good shot to winning it. But because the Giants were -3 here on this parlay, I went with them over the Ravens, because 3.5 and up, I really have to start thinking about going the other way. But at 3, I'm comfortable taking the Giants because I think they can cover that, maybe have a 4, 5, 6 point win. I like the Panthers, who are -4 against the Saints. I think that game's going to be a high-scoring game as well. So in a couple of parlays, I took the over. I love the Steelers -7 versus Miami. How can you not? They should wipe the floor with them. So that should be an easy pick there. Unless there's something crazy that happens. I can't see how it could happen, though. That's one of my strongest picks, the Steelers -7. I love that pick. I like the Jaguars +3 over the Bears. I think the Jags are a better team than the Bears, and they're riding off of that incredible week where they played. They lost. Never mind. Losing my train of thought. Jaguars +3. I like them. I like the Bills -8 over the San Francisco 49ers. We don't know what Colin Kaepernick is going to bring to the table yet. But if it's anything like he's been in the last couple of years, it's going to be nothing spectacular. And I don't anticipate the San Francisco 49ers defense being able to stop a Buffalo Bills team that put up 16 on the Patriots, who have a really tough defense, and lit up the Jets defense. So I think Buffalo's going to put up a lot of points here, which is the reason I think they can cover the 8 points, unless San Fran gets some kind of garbage touchdown at the end. I like the Lions -3 against the Rams. I think the Lions are going to be able to move the ball in the Rams defense. I think the Rams defense is actually pretty weak, and they've played some pretty weak competition too. So that's the only reason I think that they've actually been able to pull off some victories as of late. So I think they're a bit overrated in terms of what their record says about them. I like the Titans -7 over the Cleveland Browns, and I think the Titans are going to go ahead and win that game by more than 7. I also like the under in that game. I like the Eagles -3 to recover after that loss last week to the Lions. I think Carson Wentz is great, and I don't really fault him for that loss last week. I fault the referees more than anything. Partly bad calls by the referees, non-calls by the referees against the Lions. For instance, you could have called pass interference on that Aguilar play that the interception was thrown on at the end. Guy kind of pulled him. Aguilar fell down. Wasn't called, so I digress. I think the Eagles win this game against the Redskins by more than 3, so I like the Eagles -3. I like the Chiefs +1 against the Raiders, and this game I really don't like at all. If I was betting this game, I would avoid it completely unless I could get, which I did in a couple super teasers I took. I did go with the Chiefs +10.5. I do like the Chiefs +1 if I was forced to make a decision, but that's kind of like a, hey, this is what I'm going to take. It's the Chiefs. I think that game could go either way. I like the Falcons +6 against Seattle. I think Falcons can cover 6 points. Their offense has been absolutely on fire, including last week where they faced possibly the toughest defense in the NFL in Denver. So I don't expect that they would not be able to cover the 6 points at the least, if not even win that game outright. I like the Packers -4 against Dallas. I think the Packers are going to go ahead and cover that spread. I think that Dallas is kind of going to be in for a little more of a rude awakening, playing kind of what I consider to be maybe the class of the NFC in the Packers. I think the Packers are just going to win that game by more than 4, basically, is the bottom line there. I like the Colts +3. They are playing the Bears. No, they played the Bears last week. Who the hell are the Colts playing this week? It doesn't tell you on here. And I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. Probably because I'm towards the end of the video and people upstairs are talking and distracting me. And I don't have time to edit this week, so I have to just kind of go and do it on the run. But I do like the Colts +3 a lot this week. In fact, oh, it's Houston. That's right. It's Houston they're playing this week. And I was shocked to see the Colts were actually +3 points against Houston because their offenses looked horrible as of late. Not that the Colts have a very good defense. Their defense is absolutely awful as well. However, the Colts offense is really good, and the Houston's defense has not been good. So I like the Colts +3. Finally, on Monday night, I like the Cardinals -8. I think they're going to blow the Jets out. Carson Palmer is playing in that game. The Jets are giving up an astronomical amount of yards through the air. So I think the Carson Palmer-led Arizona Cardinals just throw the hell out of the ball, gain a ton of yards through the air, and they win that game. All right, so there's my picks. Again, the spreads are based on the Delaware Park lines as of today, Thursday, October 13th, 14th, whatever the hell it is. All right, guys, so thanks for checking out the video. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure to check back next week for my picks next week. And I will see you guys next week.